Good morning. How are you today? I know some of this stuff that's going on in Washington is pretty depressing, but there are the arguments to make for why and how we can change this fascist regime. Now, let's take episode 1 in my mind. As a guy who's a lawyer and who thinks a lot like that, this woman who accused Trump of raping her, and Trump then basically said he never knew her and that she was lying, prompted her to bring a defamation suit against Trump in state court in New York. Okay, the judge in the last few weeks has said she's entitled to 2 things. 1, to get his DNA, and 2, to take his deposition. So, wingman Barr comes in and decides to try to take it out of state court and put it in federal court by arguing that since the defamation occurred while Trump was the president, that this somehow or other relates to his public office. A very difficult syllogism to follow, I think. Denying a rape that occurred allegedly before you were a public official or president. So what is this an example of? Another violation of the law. So it's the theme. The law and order president will torture and, malign the law in order to get an advantage for himself. So what else is going on? Well, we have the problem with the vaccine. Now, some people are against all vaccines. I am not of that school. And most people, luckily, are not. The problem with the vaccine is not whether or not vaccines work, it's whether or not you rush them so that you can say you have a vaccine that doesn't work. And we had a break in the news yesterday, which is probably encouraging and discouraging in 2 different directions. That is, a vaccine that they were testing resulted in a person becoming ill, and so they've stepped back from that vaccine. That's the right result. But you have to be concerned to trust any vaccine that comes out in the days ahead. It's not like you can, put a quarter in a slot and out comes a vaccine or $250 million. So the president misleads the nation when he talks about a vaccine like, this is how I'm going to make up for all the things that I did wrong about the pandemic. By the way, the Sturgis herd immunity effort has failed. 266,000 people who went to Sturgis on motorcycles, vroom, vroom, are now infected by the disease. Big surprise. We have some good news on the campaign trail. Pennsylvania, which was not helpful in the 2016 election, right now Biden is 9 points ahead. There are good signs across the nation, I think, in terms of the lead of Biden stabilizing. The question, of course, are the dirty trick school. What dirty trick, what terrible thing is going to happen? But when things like Cohen are giving interviews discussing what a worthless piece of, or what a criminal Trump is, then I think that influences the nation as much as his background has its lies. He is most credible these days for a variety of reasons. And he's not the only one talking. So I hope you're doing well today. Try to get out, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.